Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you another amazing video from the farm to the kitchen to the plate. So as the video suggests, or as the topic says, we are doing a recipe on some of the traditional vegetables that we have here in Africa or here in Kenya. That is the African nightshade or the black nightshade. We normally call it here as managu. And then we have the terere or the amaranth. Yeah, so that's what I'll be making today. And I hope that you'll follow the video with me to the end. Yeah, so I'm in the farm. I'm picking the vegetables. This is in my kitchen garden. It's really thriving. We have plenty of vegetables here. We have the African nightshade, as you can see. We have the amaranth. I have the spring onions, the pumpkin leaves. Recently I introduced some mint. I'll be showing you that someday. It's not yet well grown, but once the leaves are well grown, I'll show you that. I've also introduced some capsicum and some beetroot. Yeah, just ensuring that I use this retro space available to make it useful, or yeah, and it really cuts short some expenses, especially of buying some vegetables from the market. I rarely buy some, especially the greens, I rarely buy them in the market because I can harvest them fresh from this garden. Yeah, so I'm picking enough greens for the recipe. And this depends with the size of your family. If you have a bigger family, you'll pick a lot of them, or if you want to have it for more than one meal, maybe you can have it for dinner and for breakfast, the leftovers, then you can pick as much as possible. And something else is that these greens really shrink. You can think that you have harvested a lot of them, but they shrink once you cook them. They really shrink and become less. So I don't want to make that mistake, so I'll pick as much as possible, yeah, to ensure it's enough for the family. As you can see, the amaranth is really doing well. This is, by the way, this one grew naturally. We did not plant it. That's why it looks so crowded. What we do is we broadcast the amaranth seeds, or you just cut the overgrown amaranth and throw it in the cow shed or a place where there's a manure heap. So the moment you'll be using that manure in the farm, it will be having the amaranth seeds and they will sprout once the rains come. Yeah, my basin is almost full. This will be enough for our family. Let me know, guys, if you have a kitchen garden in your homes. For those living in the rural areas, if you have a small portion of land, you can utilize it. You can cut on cost of buying groceries from the market by harvesting yours. So once you harvest the greens, you wash them well, yeah, and then cut them into your preferred size. Some people cook the amaranth and the African nightshade. They normally cook it all, but I prefer cutting mine into some smaller pieces. But whichever way you prefer, it's just good. Yeah, so those are my greens. I have other ingredients for this recipe. It's creamy kienyeji greens. So I have the tomatoes, we have the onions there, and the milk. This is fresh milk. As you can see, it's steaming. It has some smoke because I just boiled it. By the time I'll be cooking the other ingredients, it will have cooled down. I'll be using that one. If you have the cream, the milk cream itself, the cream is the one that you get once you boil the milk and it cools down. Whatever layer that forms on the top is what we call the cream. You can use that one as well. But for this particular recipe, I'll be using the fresh milk. So first we fry our onions, as you can see from the video. Yeah, for the greens, I don't wait until my onions turn golden brown. I just wait until they are halfway cooked or they are a bit translucent, and that's when I add in the other ingredients. Yeah, so we fry our onions. The greens have a lot of benefits to our bodies, and it's high time that we appreciate to make use of the traditional the traditional greens. These are some things which are normally overrated, but they have so much nutritive value in our body. So once the onions are translucent, you can add some salt to your preference and keep on stirring your onions. At this moment, that's when I add in my tomatoes. If you love spices, you can add it at this stage. But for my sake, as you know, guys, I rarely use spices in my food. And if I do, I just use the natural and the obvious ones, the obvious spices that are readily available with. No, I don't use the processed spices. In short, I use the garlic, the ginger, the turmeric, the natural ones, not the ones that are processed. But it's not banned. I'm not saying that using spices is banned. It's all about someone's preference. Yeah, so we cook our tomatoes until they are well cooked. To even make the work easier, you can grate the tomatoes instead of chopping them, or you can even blend them if you have a blender. For this particular recipe, I just chopped mine. Then at this moment, that's when you add in your greens, the managu and the terere. That's this At this point is when you add them. I think I should have used a bigger sufuria, but I also think this one will do because they will shrink anyway. So these are my greens. I washed them well and rinsed them, yeah, before cutting them. So once we add in the greens, you stir them to ensure that they are well mixed with the onions and the oil. You keep on mixing well. And this I normally cook on medium heat, because when you put on high heat, they might burn. Yeah, they might burn. So just ensure that you cook on medium heat. And something else is that I don't like overcooking my vegetables. There are some people that prefer branching the managu first, but I don't do that. So once the greens are ready or half cooked, it's at this point that I add in my milk. That is after stirring and ensuring that I've stirred well. This is when I now add in my milk. And remember that this milk was already boiled, but I'll also allow it to boil again with the greens so that the greens can cook well. They are not fully cooked yet, and I want them to absorb in the milk so that they can be creamy in taste. Yeah, so I add in the milk. As you can see, it's already boiling. So I will cover it up and let it boil for quite some time, yeah, before serving. Once it's boiled, as you can see, it has turned out well. So at this moment, that's when I will keep on stirring for some time and then serve. I was saying that some people prefer branching the African nightshade because it has a bitter taste, but I feel that that is the reason why it's called managu. Without that bitter taste, it wouldn't be managu. So I don't branch mine. Branching is whereby you boil it first in salty water, and then you sieve the water so that the sour taste can go. But I prefer it with that bitter taste. Yeah, that's my preference. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comment section how you do with yours. So our food is ready and I've served it. We have the ugali there. This ugali is all-meal ugali. I don't buy the packet flour. That is also of my personal preference. I know there are so many people that live in places where there are no portion meals, and it's okay. So you can buy the packet one. But for us, we are at home near a portion meal, so we prefer using the oatmeal. We have the avocados and the greens, and that's it for today's recipe. Thank you for watching and consider subscribing if you haven't.